Hi, this is Sharon, and I was watching television the other day, and they were talking or showing some um, children, some really smart, talented children, and I thought about what does it take to raise a gifted child. Now I have one daughter, and she was very gifted, even though I don't like to use the word gifted because if you start teaching your children when they're young, they learn because they have brains like sponges. But all children are different, and some are more talented and learn quicker than other kids. But all kids have um, talents and they can be taught. So I am really one of those parents that's kind of opposed to the term gifted children, because if you give them the right information and spend enough time, they all can learn. I don't care at what level. But I ran across an article that talked about the modern rules for parenting a gifted child. And one of the things they kind of broke it up into two categories for what you do at home and what you do in school. You watch for clues on if your child gives out early signs of acceleration, like um, talking early, just doing things quickly or earlier than you think. But this day and age, kids learn um, fast. My daughter was a fast learner. She started using her tongue when she was like 7 months old. So I'm not sure what they do now, but she started using her tongue at 7 months old. So she started talking early. She didn't walk until she was one, but she started talking very early. And they said for you to seek support. So you go out and you get help. You if you have sisters and brothers. So I came from a big family, so I had a lot of help with my daughter. I have 5 sisters and 3 brothers, and they all lend a hand in helping me raise my daughter. She also had 2 sets of grandparents. They all helped with raising her. The fact that she was um, an only child and I took her everywhere she went, people looked at her like, oh, she's manable. Oh, you, oh, she can sit here. Because I took her everywhere, restaurants. Um, I exposed her to everything and taught her how to act in public, how to act at home, how to act in school. You teach a child these things so when they're out of your sight, they won't embarrass you. You teach them everything. There's nothing that you should not teach your child. One of the things that I found with some parents is that they want to protect the child by not teaching them or showing them something. They don't want them to know that. But the earlier you teach them what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, where to go, where not to go, and why. While you're teaching your children, your gifted child, what to do, how to do, when to do, and why to do, you have to also understand their limitations. And while you're teaching them, you teach them at the level of their understanding because they're still children. And sometimes they could be intellectually smart, but very awkward in other ways, socially. I was very fortunate that my daughter was a very outgoing, friendly, um, mature child. It's like she'd been here before, as the old folks would say. So I didn't have to worry about if she would want to go someplace, because she always wanted to go someplace. I'm the homebody. She used to say, "Mommy, if we go home, can we go so? Because if we go home, we won't come out." So, but I made it a point that certain days, certain times, we always went someplace. We always went someplace and saw something. And they're always talking and telling you stuff. So you listen to everything they're saying, and sometimes you have to explain to them the whys, because they're going to ask you, well, why? Well, how come? Well, why she do that? Or why they do that? And how come? Or why can't we? They always have these questions, and you have to stay ahead of them with your answers. And if you don't know, don't lie. That's one of the most important things as a parent. If you don't know the answer, don't lie. Tell them you don't know, or you'll find out, because they do remember everything you tell them. So another thing that you explain all the rules, and then you step back and you give them responsibility at their level, because a lot of them, like my daughter, she wanted to do, "Mommy, let me do. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that." Right? So you show them certain things at their level, so they could um, experiment on things. And like I said, different children have different gifts. Some are all around. Some are Pacific. Some have an ear for music, and they are really gifted in music or singing or dancing or acting, you know. And whatever you find your child gifted at, you put them in class. You show interest in what they're interested in, because you never know what they're going to be when they grow up. As far as school, what do you do for a gifted child in school? Because one of the most important things, I believe, as a parent, is raising your child and exposing your child to as much as you can. When you talk to the teachers, when there's that parent teacher night, you be there and you talk to your teacher, and talk to your teacher about your child, and learn who the teacher is, because teachers have different personalities too. So you want to have a communication with your teacher. You also connect with other parents, because you might have your child in a class of all gifted. There's different programs. When my daughter came up, it was called the GATE program. All these kids were accelerated. So you communicate with the parents, because you have stories that you can relate to. And sometimes what your child did or what their child did, you can exchange ideas. And you have to see just how your child adapts to the different kind of learning. My daughter was, like I said, like a sponge. She loved to read. She was very outgoing, so I had to stay balanced with her. I didn't have. I mean, she was one of those kids that I could give her a book and she read it, and that's all I had to do. No, I had to stay balanced with her, because she was very very outgoing. Plus, she was also academic too. And in school, you volunteer your services to be involved in your child's life even at school, and you promote friendships that she can be around other children in her peers, the brownies, the Boy Scouts, um, different other organizations, the chess club, the baseball team, the volleyball team, whatever you put your child, so because you want your child to be balanced. So, like I said, one of the most important things in raising a child is what a parent is all about. To you want your child to be an successful adult, so you do everything in your power to make sure that that child has all of the tools and that it takes for them to be that successful adult. Again, this is Sharon, and um, connect with me if you want to know what I'm doing and how I'm doing and why I'm doing. And the information is at the bottom of the video. Toodles.